like to welcome y'all to another edition of the Major Music Lounge. We joined by the homie Louisiana track straight out of New Iberia, Louisiana. What's good, my brother?
Man, I'm just enjoying life, man. I'm blessed, bro. Getting back in the swing of back making beats. Took me a little hiatus, man, but I'm back on it now.
Yeah, man, I totally feel you, man. I did that early in the summer. Sometimes you got to do that to get them that creative mind going again. And yeah, man. Also, I noticed that hat you got on. Shout out to your Panthers, and our teams. Are two of the only undefeated teams in the league. So big ups to you on that. We don't play each other this year, but
Yeah, man, I see y'all shining, man. I got y'all tied in on my fantasy squad, man. So I be low key pulling for y'all.
Man, that's what's up, man. I like what y'all doing, man. Keep it up out there in Carolina, man. And yeah, man. Hopefully we might see each other down the road. You never know. We'll see about that.
Yeah. I love to hit up a game in Vegas, man.
Yeah, man. I've been trying. I'm thinking about going actually to the game here for Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. So we'll see about that, man. Yeah, we'll see about that. So, man, Leezy, man, I've been kind of seeing you for about 10 years, maybe a little longer than that, man. Tell us a little bit, how you got started with making beats and maybe some of who are your influences when you got started.
Man, I'll probably say 2006, 2007, man. I was always a big Man and Fresh fan. I was a big fan of, man, Dr. Dre, a lot of East Coast producers, man, Havoc from Mobb Deep,
Okay.
right. West Coast producers, man, DJ Quick, man, Battle Cat, man, the list goes on, man. And I was really like a fan of like everything, man. I never tried to stick to one region. I tried to always be versatile, man, with my taste in music, man. And man, I knew from that day, man, I wanted to either rap, man, or make beats, man.
And you do both.
Man, I do both, but I slowed up with the rapping, man. I slowed up big time with the rapping, but the beats is where my heart at, man.
Yeah, man. You spoke a lot there, because like you growing up down there in Louisiana, we had Manny coming up in the late 90s. We had Beats by the Pound too, No Limit. And then, you mentioned Dre, you mentioned Battle Cat. You could go like Just Blaze, Jay Dilla, the list goes on, man. And that was a lot of influences because like when you could kind of see this, like we had our music scene down there in Louisiana throughout the 90s, but like it really didn't come relevant up until like the mid to late 90s, kind of when No Limit and Cash Money started to be on the come up. So, I could kind of understand because myself, that's a lot of my influences as well. A lot of the people that you mentioned. And it's heavily influenced on my sound. And I remember that track you sent me earlier this year was kind of a West Coast vibe. So I can hear a lot of that in your beats as well. So I definitely can relate to where you're coming from, man. How long have you said you've been doing beats again?
Man, since 2006, 2007. But man, I never really got serious with the beats until like probably 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Like, really got serious with it. Because I was young, man, at the time, man. I really was so knee deep with the rapping. But once I got serious with the beats, I was putting out some heat, man. I was producing for so much artists in my area, man.
Yeah, I I mean, I know like you work with like Lady Kim and a lot of a lot of them down there. And then didn't you also and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember you at work with Zero, if I'm not mistaken.
I threw that man some tracks, man, and I'm guessing, man, like he got something in the vault with him that he ain't never really released yet. But Zero, I had Killer Leon featured on one of my production tracks. Man, I don't work with XO, man, Mike B. And they doing their thing. They making a lot of noise. Man, Cannabis Club. I
Okay,
done
yeah.
produced for them. Man, I even had I did some tracks for Young Troll, which was hosted. He had a mixtape hosted by DJ Baby. And man, been making a little noise, man. Got some with 3D Not T on one of my tracks. And I'm still just working, man.
Yeah, man. And I hear a lot of your buzz down there because I can remember when I used to see like people like Young Troll, Lady Kim, Cannabis Club posting a lot of their tracks that you at work with them on as well. So definitely big ups to you on that. For really putting your imprint on the music scene down there in Lafayette. We definitely need more of that, man. What you got in the works right now? You have anything in the works currently?
Man, I've been working on my debut album, first and last debut album, man. I'm working on. I just want to get it out of my system, man. I got like I'm about to do something with Killer Leon. We got something we cooking up at the moment. I'm working on like a little young artist, man. I'm trying to work with, man, from Lafayette, man. It's like family. Trying to get him right, man. And I'm gonna produce his whole album, bro. Give him some heat, and man, try to make some noise with that. And working on beats, man, and drum kits, man. That's really be my little lane right there. Putting together the little drum kits, man. I just sell them, man, on my beat store, man.
That's another good lane to get in. I'm actually working on some sound kits right now, and probably late this year, sometime maybe early next year, I plan on getting all that out. I'm putting the finishing touches on a album myself right now. Hopefully, have that out in the next month or so. So yeah, man, I can definitely relate, to being an artist and producer. Now, you chose, and I could kind of see why as well, because I'm at that point. I feel now like after this project, I don't know how many more that I'm gonna do, because I'm kind of really focused more on this production thing and doing a podcast. But what I wanted to ask you was speak to you know going down the lane of mainly being a producer instead of being a producer artist. Why the change? Like what brought you to just focusing solely on production?
Man, to be honest, man, I feel like, man, I put more of my heart, man, into the producing, man, because it's nothing like, man, giving people the soundtrack, man. I feel to their lives, man. Like you can't have the rapper without the beats, man. The beats is what move the people, man. And producers don't get enough credit, man. And we really the ones, bro, that's really making the producers and the engineers, man, that's really making the song, man. I feel pop, bro. And ain't nothing like, man, getting in the lab, bro, and just create some magic in the studio, man. And it ain't nothing, bro, like putting together, bro, something from scratch, man. Even if you sampling, bro, it ain't nothing like composing, man. Composing the instruments and all that together, bro. Putting all that together, man. I love it, bro.
Yeah, man. It ain't nothing like I've worked with several artists, from here in Dallas to like Lafayette, but it's number one motivational to hear that new voice on your track. And then two, whenever you find that chemistry with a certain artist, it's like you got to continue working with that artist. One track might turn a two turn a full album, and you just never know what kind of magic you can make going forward. Because you look at like a lot of artists that, you go back 10, 20 years, 30 years, any artist that popped off, like, in the 90s, you might have had Eminem, or late 90s, you might have had Eminem and Dr. Dre, or Tupac and Dr. Dre. You might have had Manny and the whole Cash Money crew. You might have Jay Dilla and a lot of these cats out of Detroit. You might have had, Battle Cat and Snoop and them. So, it's always good to find that artist and producer combination of Drake and 40. Yeah, Drake and 40. So, it goes deep, man, finding chemistry and building that magic. So I could definitely relate to you on that. And, I guess that's part of my motivation too, like stepping away from being an artist and focusing more on production. I think, as I get a little older too with that, that's what I want to find more of, find a lot of these young cats to work with, man. So I totally agree with you on that part of it. What you using to make beats now?
Man, I'm still my weapon of choice, my favorite dog, man, Fruity Loops, man. I've been working with Fruity Loops since I first started, man. Since I first started doing this, man.
Man.
I tried it was one time, man, I tried reasons I just couldn't get into it, but I think if I go back and try to mess with it now, I can mess with it, but I've been on Fruity Loops so long, you can really do everything in it, man.
Yeah, man.
So
like
I love Fruity Loops, man.
I never used FL like on a computer, but I've used it on an iPad, and I liked it from that. I do want to definitely get into it on a computer if I can. And I feel you on that. I guess a lot of guys these days, they try to do too many different things in terms of using different DAWs. I mean, I use a couple, but like my main DAW that I use is going to probably be Machine. And I feel like a lot of guys, now that I guess I've been producing for a while, I realize that it's better really to put your focus into learning one DAW top to bottom as you can, rather than getting into different ones. How has that been for you? Just sticking with one DAW throughout the whole year. It's like it seems like you really mastered FL, and it's brought you a lot of placements and connections just from the beats that you've done. So how important do you think it is for like producers to learn one DAW rather than spread themselves thin a bunch of like amongst a couple of different DAWs? Question I was asking, how important do you think it is for producers to focus and learn one DAW over just trying to spread themselves thin, learning this DAW, learning this piece of hardware, but really becoming a master of one particular DAW?
Well, I mean, for me, I don't see nothing wrong with like using multiple DAWs. But for me, I used to hear cats coming up saying they the master Fruity Loops. And I was like, man, that's impossible, man, because they're always updating Fruity Loops. And there's really with so many components and plugins, man, that you're not gonna you're not gonna sit there and even discover all of them unless you really sit there and it takes years, man. Like it took me really years, brother, really like tap into a lot of the perks, man, FL Studio, man, and bro, like Fruity Loops, man, you got some shit, man. Like could record in it, bro. Man, a lot of people don't even really know that, man. Like record the Fruity Loops, man. You don't need Pro Tools or none of that, man. You really got everything you need in Fruity Loops, man. And I feel like if you master the DAW of your choice, man, you gonna put out some of your best work, man.
Yeah. And that's
That's
fair.
how I look at it.
And that's fair. That's fair, man. Cause like I look at apps or programs like I use I mainly use Machine again for beat making, but like I use Logic for recording. And I feel like even after like 10, 11, 12 years, I know a lot about those, but I wouldn't necessarily say I mastered them. But I feel also like different programs or different apps allow me to create differently as far as the workflow. So that might bring something out of me that those other programs may not have. So that's kind of why I branch out sometimes, but I don't necessarily, and I agree, I don't necessarily think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I just think that a lot of people should just spend time trying to get to know what DAW they're using more, because I feel like a lot of people, especially in this day and age, there's just so many things out there. They jump on the next thing that comes along, and they don't really learn what they're using.
And they think it's gonna be it's something easy, man. They think they're gonna crank out a hit or some popularity contest, man, which is music nowadays. But I mean, to each their own, man. I don't whatever works for you, man. That's just how I look at it. But I do want to get into Ableton, man. I do want to get into Ableton. Never tried it out yet.
Yeah, I think that's what Super Mario. Shout out to Super Mario. I think that's what he be using a lot of that Ableton. And I actually recently had I had Full Grown on the show, and I had Antonio, and they both shouted you out, over the past couple of weeks, man. How did y'all link up? I know you related to Full Grown, huh?
Yeah, that's my first cousin, but that's like a big brother to me, man. And Antonio, man, that's been my dog, man. Man, we made a lot of good music together, man. Shit, that's fam, man. So, man, we all putting out fire projects, fire beats. Man, we all killing on the mic. Man, and that's how it should be, man. Unity, bro. Everybody working together, man. Man, everybody can eat, man. Everybody eat, man.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. Just following y'all all them years, man. I really like what y'all been doing all them years, and we've all pretty much did tracks with you, producers on the corner. You was on also on the Attitude Era with me. Did Free Thoughts with Antonio, shot a video with him. The only person I had to work with is Full Grown, but would like to get y'all all on something at some point. Next time, maybe I'm down there, I can roll through and, we get something cooked up in the lab.
Man, the West Coast beats you be putting out, man. I'll be checking you out, man. I be loving the West Coast beats, man. That's my shit, man.
I appreciate it, man.
And I like how you do the things, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Type of music, man.
Yeah, man. That's I felt like it's starting to come back, as far as that sound. A lot of people wasn't doing that, for a while. And I feel like over probably last maybe 3, 4, 5 years, I kind of got motivated to do a lot more of that. At first, I was kind of on those East Coast beats, but have to go back into the bag and pull out some West Coast.
Man, I was out there a couple of months ago, man. It's heavy on the West, man. They still on it out there, man. I was hitting number bangers out there when I was out there, man. So,
man, you've been on the move. I saw you out there. You went to LA. You was in Vegas, huh? Too.
Yeah, I was in Vegas. Man, I'm gonna hit up Cali soon. I mean, I be moving around, man. I be moving around, trying to move around. I was moving around before, man. I was, one place, but I'm moving around now. Man,
Man, yeah, now
yeah,
that shit's starting to open back up and stuff, being locked down for about a year, man, it is time to get back out there. About to start hitting the road myself, man.
shit was driving me nuts, man. I
Hell yeah.
mean, I understand it was to keep everybody safe, dude. It was driving me nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, man. It was driving me nuts. Well, first of all, this is the first lockdown that I was working from home for like 6 months and shit. And that allowed me though to stay in the lab and bang some shit out. So, I was kind of good on that. And I ended up getting COVID, and that was the real, like, I couldn't leave the crib for like 2 weeks, man. So I was losing my mind in there, man. And yeah, now it's time to move around.
And I'm glad you shook back from that, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's pretty rough, man. I don't wish that on nobody.
Man, I lost a relative to it, man, recently, man. I feel like it affects people differently, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm glad you shook back from that, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. It does, man, because like shoot, same here. A lot of people in Dallas pass away from it. Young people too, man, like 30s, 40s and shit. And cats gotta start taking care of themselves out there, man. For real, for real.
Yeah, bro. I'm on that program right now, man.
Shoot, man. One of the questions I always like to ask every person that come onto my show, and you dropped some names earlier, Killer Calian, Zero, but who are some other people in the industry that you would like to work with, maybe that you haven't got a chance to work with?
Oh man, whew. Man, I would like to get in the studio with Kanye West and Mike Dean, man. I done chopped it up with Mike Dean, man. A lot of people don't they sleep on Mike Dean, man. Like he was putting out a lot of bangers for Rap a Lot, man. Back in the day, man. Now he putting out bangers for with Kanye and Travis Scott, man.
Man,
Dope producer and engineer, man. But I would definitely like to work with them, man. I was close, brother, working with Nicki Minaj when she first got on the scene, man, in the MySpace days. But man, I would have liked for that to happen. I
oh
wish that would
yeah,
have went down. Man, most definitely, bro. Kendrick Lamar, man, he one of my favorite like artists, man. Of this the new generation, man. I definitely would like to work with K Dot, man. K Dot, man. Man, it's a lot, bro. It's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I agree on that, man. I've been following Kendrick. I'm sure you too, but like I've been following him since Section 80 days. And it's just amazing to see his growth from then, and
The whole TDE label, man. Shit, I fuck with all the music, man.
yeah, man, real shit, man. I definitely would like to link up with him, man. Just hell, I don't even care if it's just one song, man. Just you one of my favorite, I would say, new artists. Well, you really can't call him new no more. He's been in it for a minute, but
Really.
uh, uh, definitely one of my favorites, man. I wouldn't mind working with him. One of the other questions, man, like as a guy that's been producing, we've pretty much been producing about the same amount of time. It's around '06, '07. Um, what word of advice would you give other up and coming producers, maybe that are watching or listening to this podcast? Some of the things maybe that you came across that you would probably do differently.
Man, Give your all into this, man. Don't let nothing discourage you or sidetrack you, man. Stay focused. Stay committed to the goal, man. And one of my favorite sayings, bro, is no matter what, keep moving forward, man. No matter what, just keep moving forward, and you're gonna enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, man. That's the biggest thing. Cause and I'm sure you can relate to, we came across a lot of people over the years that they might have started making beats. They're not making beats no more. And they might have did it because they saw a lot of other people doing it, or they, I don't know, whatever the reason is, they haven't taken it serious. And a lot of shit happen in life, man, that could sidetrack you. But it's really how you make it through all of that to continue to get better, continue to find new ways to make beats, continue to network, continue to stay productive. And this ain't for everybody, man. It's just, you got to really have some.
Shit ain't easy, man.
No, man.
Sacrifices, man. Shit. It's a lot, man.
It's definitely a lot, man. You got to be heavily invested in it. You end up spending all this bread on gear, software, all this shit, but you ain't got no return on it. And then it's just sitting down in your crib.
Some of my hottest shit, biggest songs, man, was just on a laptop, man. Headphones, man. That's it. It really, all you really just need, man, is some talent, bro, with dedication, man, and some business sense, man. You will be straight, man.
Yep, that's 100, man. That's 100, man.
And we in a social media era right now, so to me, it's a little easier for the up and coming producers, man. If you promoting your stuff right and really putting some money behind you and just really get yourself out there.
Yeah, and we was talking. Actually, me and Antonio was kind of talking about that on the last episode. Is there's a lot of guys that are talented, but they don't really post none of their work. They don't network. They're just kind of siloed in making beats inside their lab, and a lot of opportunities passing them by because of that. How important is it, do you think, to like connect and network through social media?
Man, it's very important, man. And that's one thing, man. I would do a lot of networking, and then I slacked off, man. When I like I said, I took my hiatus, man. And man, I was doing other ventures and stuff I was doing. But man, it's very important because you don't know who you're gonna link up with that could get your beat or song into the next person's heads.
Yeah.
Like you never know. Social media is very powerful, man.
Yeah.
And right now, it's like TikTok, man. It just takes somebody to make a dance to your beat or song, and man, you out of there, man. You won't blow.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
They got it good right now, man. That's how I look at it. They got it good, man.
I need to get on there on TikTok, man. I ain't on there yet.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it, bro. Been on it. They on that hard, man.
Man. Shit. What kind of shout out you got, man? Before we exit off of the podcast, you have any shout outs?
Shit, man. Shout out my Match My Hustle fam, my Off the Push Records family, man. Shit, man. Definitely shout out to you, man. Appreciate you having me on your show, man.
Oh, man, no problem.
Really appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. I, kind of like I'm saying, I've been a fan from afar, and glad we got to work. Do a couple of songs together. Definitely got to connect more in the future, man.
Producers on the corner.
Producers on the corner. Shout out to Super Mario, man.
For sure, most definitely, man. Man, showed me a lot of love in this music shit, man. For real. Rich definitely a real one, man.
Yeah, man.
Real one right there.
Yeah, man. Me and Rich, shit, go back all the way to like Northside, man, back in the '90s and shit. 25 years. So, that's been my dog since way back then, man. And you know, happy to see what he doing too out there in H-Town and everything, man. So, shout out to you,
Oh
Rich,
yeah,
man. Just wanted to, definitely tell you that it's a pleasure to have you on the show once again, man. And, anytime you got something going on, feel free, reach out to me, man. And, we'll make it happen, bro. And yeah, give also before we go, give everybody, your Instagram or your social media and where can they find some of your music at?
man. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at OG Senpai 337. That's OGSENPAI 337. And Instagram is Onigumo Beatz. That's ONIGUMO Beats with a Z. Shit, just man, YouTuber nigga. Shit, Spotify. My music on Spotify. Man, everywhere, everywhere.
Check that man out. He definitely cooking with some heat, man. Got my boy Leezy on the track on the Major Music Lounge. Your boy D Dot. You could also follow me on Instagram at D._Major Music. Catch the Major Music Lounge podcast on all podcast streaming platforms and the video stream on YouTube on Fridays. And, until next time, we out.